5 things I want to say. Where you start from, because we have found ourselves in a crisis, isn't it? So the first thing you do is you identify where you are. Where are you standing today? And what are the numbers that are surrounding you? What does your income look like? What does your debt situation look like? She mentioned. What are the resources around you? What would you call your own? What do you have in your hands? So what is surrounding you? Where are you? Right? You must come to terms with that. Even if it's horrible, you need to come to terms with it. Even if your income is 0, tell yourself it is 0. Right? If you're surrounded by 1 million debts, tell yourself I'm surrounded by 1 million debts. So that's the first thing. Get to know where you are. Then number 2, explain where you are. How did you find yourself where you are? Why are you where you are? Is it because you failed to do a few things in the past? You must take responsibility. That's the point where you stop blaming other people for where you are. You must take ownership of where you are, because the moment you continue blaming it on others, then you will not progress. You know, blame game is very effective, and it looks like a very good answer, especially when it justifies where you are. And people seem to understand, yeah, you are where you are because this happened. And when you narrate to them and they feel you and they tell you, we feel you, but it will be all right. But that is where it ends. So progress begins when you stop blaming and see your role in that particular mess. So you must explain where you are. What are the blunders you did in the past? And then that begins to usher you into the next step, where you begin to ask yourself, where do you desire to be? Right? So you started with where you are, explain why you are where you are, and then number 3, where do you desire to be? All right? You are in debt, you desire to be out of the trap of debt, probably. You are at 0 income, you desire to have some income. Or you are at income X, you desire to be at income Y. So you must define what you desire to have. And then number 4, you now get to the planning section. So how will you get to where you desire to be? Right? What is your plan? If it's a job you lost, are you going to sit there and continue explaining to us how you lost the job? Probably you even are telling people who also lost, and they already bounced back, and you're seated there because it looks like something very comfortable, very understandable. So you must have a plan of how you intend to bounce back. And then lastly, you must roll your sleeves and take action. At this stage of action is where I finish by reminding us that then we must involve God in this action, because He is the one who will order our steps, like she has rightfully mentioned. We will have the plans, yes, but if we leave Him out of them, then we are also just doing 0 work. So we must remember to commit the plans to Him, allow Him to synchronize the plans with His, and be also willing to accept His will, His direction, the way He will order your steps. Probably you wanted to start by going to the west, and He tells you to start by going to the east, and then you just obey and let Him take you to where He feels that is the best for you.